What's up, Scorpios? This is your monthly reading overview for the month of March 2023. I'm going to be explaining what to look out for this month. I'm going to be talking about the two houses that these planets will be traveling through and highlighting for you. I'm going to be talking about the new and full moon of the month. I'm mostly, and well, let me just say, and lastly, I'm going to be talking about these three huge major transits that are beginning this month. This is going to be a huge month. I've said this in all my other videos. But let's just get into it. So this is your video if you are a Scorpio Sun, if you are a Scorpio Rising, or if you fall for any other Scorpio placements, this video will be for you. So what's happening this month for Scorpios? So the sun will continue to travel through your fifth whole sign house of Scorpio, creating that harmonious water flow to your, Scorpio house. If you have any placements or if your ascendant's there, it's just really just giving you more flow and ease and harmonious energy towards you. And it's in your fifth house of creativity, pleasures, hobbies, romance, love, sex, it can be at times. All this stuff before entering the sixth whole sign house of Aries, which I'll talk a little bit more later in the video, but this will be about, work, physical health, stuff like that. So the first thing I want to mention is Mercury entering your fifth whole sign house of Pisces. This is right at the beginning of the month. So what is Mercury? Mercury is about, the way we communicate, the way we think, the way we share ideas, the way we process information. And it's entering the sign of its fall of Pisces. Mercury likes to get to the details, likes to focus on the details, I should say. Talk about or I should say it likes to pinpoint things to the accurate way, so to say. I hope that makes sense. But it's entering the sign that's ruled by Jupiter. And Pisces, is about spirituality. It's about having faith. It's about, wholeness. It's about connecting to like everybody. It's the last sign. It's a very collective sign, where Pisces views things as we're all one, even though there's so many individual things, but it's Pisces views that as everything being as one in this universe, basically. So having Mercury in your fifth house of Pisces, yes, it's in its fall, but you're going to be expressing your ideas or communicating in a more idealistic way, maybe a more spiritual kind of way. Let's see what else I could say. You could be expressing more creatively, your creative expressions and how you, communicate. It could be very, very emotional at times as well. So it could be challenging, but for you Scorpios, I think it could be a lot better than a lot of other signs because it is in this water sign. It's making a trine to your Scorpio placement. So don't think of it as too negative as much. So that's the first thing happening. The next thing happening is this full moon happening in Virgo in the 11th house. So let me just first say, what is the moon in Virgo? When the moon's in Virgo, it's really, focusing on the moon represents our emotions. It represents the vibe. And having it in Virgo, this is about, expressing your emotions, with more detail kind of ways. It's very detail oriented. It's very nitpicky. It can be critical at times, I should say. So that could be positive or negative thing. Doesn't matter. Let's see what else. It's very practical, very grounded. Yeah, that's kind of the gist of the whole vibe of the moon in Virgo. But the moon, having this full moon in Virgo, this is culminating. This is completing. This is finishing up. Things are coming to fruition. And it's opposing all these planets in Pisces in your fifth house. So there's this balance between your creative side of the fifth house and what's your expressions. And the moon is reflecting all of that in the area of life where it deals with large groups, community, friendships. So it's kind of how how can I, express, connect to these friendships, connect to these people in my community, or connect to these people in these large groups that I'm working in? How can I, find these little details that can provide, let's say, provide like more awareness of like what you're trying to present to others and what others sees, or how other people view your creative or romantic side, like something like that. That's what I'm kind of getting. So but yeah, there's something completing here. You're getting more awareness in your 11th house of like other people and what's going on in your fifth whole sign house of like your creative side, pleasures, hobbies, anything you're like doing or creating. So the next thing happening is Saturn entering your fifth whole sign house. And yes, like I said, Saturn's entering a water sign, so it could be a little bit better than a lot of other signs, but it's Saturn, and it's, let's talk about Saturn. Saturn's about reality. Saturn's about authority figures. Saturn's about tests. Saturn's about constructing. It's about building. It's about, long-term goals, long-term energies, working towards your long-term goals. Having Saturn in Pisces is kind of putting a filter on Saturn's energy. Yes, it could be very tough and challenging at times because it's Saturn, whatever. But it's going to have like an idealistic kind of view of like what you're building towards. I that's what I'm getting. I hope that makes sense. But Saturn's going to be here for the next 2.5 to 3 years. So whatever test, whatever things that you want to create, you're going to have to take the step-by-step things into working hard and doing the daily, basically daily grind, but that's kind of like more of a sixth house thing, but like just focusing on your creative side. And you could feel restricted at times because Saturn also represents restrictions. Let's see. So if you're trying to date or trying to create a hobby or something, you might run into some restrictions or limitations, I should say. That's another Saturn thing. You might have to create more boundaries in how much you can put your efforts towards these creative projects, these creative your creative sides, or these romantic sides if you're like into dating or anything. So, but in the long run, you'll understand why you had to create boundaries when it comes to dating, creativity. It could also represent children. So if you're maybe thinking about children, this could be maybe a time to like maybe start thinking about it, maybe start working towards starting a family or whatever. That's something I could say. Let's see. I think that's about it. Yeah. So you just think about these themes that I've mentioned. Because this is gonna be the test for you over the next 2.5 to 3 years. So let's see. The next thing happening is Venus entering your seventh whole sign house of Taurus. So Venus likes to be in Taurus. She rules Taurus. She has this is one of her domicile signs. But it's entering the sign opposite to your sign, your opposite sign of Taurus. So what is Venus? Venus is about love. Venus is about pleasure. Venus is about enjoyment and fun. It's about attraction. It's about money. What else? It's about self-worth, self-esteem, you could say. And it's entering the seventh house of relationships, partnerships, marriage, business contracts, and business partnerships. It could be about open enemies. It's just another side note. This could be about support. So having Venus here is gonna probably have you presenting more, support by expressing your love to your relationships, which will create more stability and comfort because it's in the sign of Taurus. It's about grounded, earthy, material things. So this could maybe have you having like the desire to have like a solid, stable relationship with somebody, or a solid, stable business contract, something like that, because it's like it could either rule relationships or money. So this is like what the themes are going to be popping up for you over that. And the Venus will eventually go over the North Node in Taurus. And the North Node is all about where we're going to, where we're heading into this lifetime, wherever it's in the sign. And it's going to amplify these themes that I've just mentioned. This is going to create more desires into wanting these. Like, you're going to be hungry for a stable relationship, for a stable business contract, for a stable, or having more comfort when it comes to supporting others and how you share or express your love with other people. It's something that I could say and could eventually possibly work out for. Venus will eventually then connect to Uranus, and this will just change the way change the way your relationships are. This could bring positive, like, out of the box kind of like new possibilities with relationships or money. So just think about that. The next thing happening is Mercury, followed by the Sun, entering the sign of Aries in your 6th whole sign house. So Mercury, let's talk about Mercury first. Mercury, like I said, it's all about the mind, verbalizing ideas, thoughts, communicating all that stuff. Mercury's getting out of its fall of Pisces. It's entering the fiery sign of Aries. Mercury in Aries is very sharp. It's very to the point. It's very like this is how it is. Like, this is how I'm expressing or sharing my ideas. Like, it's very blunt, so to say. So it's entering the 6th house of work, of physical health, of, let's see, hygiene, of, service, subordinates, physical illnesses. You're going to be thinking about all this stuff over the next couple weeks, and you could be either learning more, like learning new like skills, or not really skills, but learning new information on how to heal, like, your physical body, heal any physical illnesses, any of that stuff. This is what your mind's going to be focusing on while Mercury's being in the 6th house. Let me just see. You might be connecting, or you could be connecting to your coworkers, maybe like verbalizing or just exchanging ideas or something. That's something else I could say. Followed by the Sun entering the sign of Aries. This is a whole new, like, focus for you. The Sun is exalted in Aries. It loves to be in Aries. But for you Scorpios, I believe this time could be a time of adjustment. You might have to adjust your energy when it comes to, like I said, work, serving others, serving yourself, when you deal with your physical health, putting more energy, into your, like, with coworkers, into your work, putting more energy, connecting, like, coworkers to maybe provide more service, something like that. That's what I'm getting here. Create, like, the sun entering the 6th house will give you like a focus of, like, creating a system that works good for you, creating a routine that's, like, very healthy for you, that can bring more energy and ambition to, like, what you're working towards, or taking care of, like, your body and all that stuff, your health. Followed by the new moon happening, the new moon in Aries. This is refreshing all of these themes that I've just mentioned. This is starting, this is birthing, this is creating something new in this area of life, of work and physical health, and service, and taking care of pets, maybe learning about medicine or supplements, or just focusing on your wellness over this time when these planets go through the 6th house for you Scorpios. So this is going to refresh all this energy. Like, there's something new happening. Like, there's a huge stellium happening in your 6th house right now. We got Jupiter, Chiron, Moon, Mercury, and the Sun. This is just, like, there's so many, like, energies focused on your work side once these planets get into Aries. So you had a stellium in Pisces earlier this month. Now it's, like, moved into the 6th house of Aries. So that's something I could say. Okay, let's see. The next thing happening is Pluto entering your 4th house of Aquarius. This is another huge transit happening this month. I'm telling you, this is gonna change your whole world. And entering your 4th house, this could, like, transform, like, your domestic life, your home, transform your family, so to say. So what is Pluto? Pluto is about power. Pluto is about it's about like the deep subconscious self or whatever, your subconscious mind or whatever, the psychological mind, I should say. It's also about obsessions. Let's see what else. It's all about transformation, like I just mentioned. It's about rebirth, death, rebirth, that kind of thing. Pluto can also represent corporations, governments. This is a little side note, but having Pluto like entering your fourth house, like I've mentioned, this is gonna change the way your private life as well. This is going to change your home life. Pluto will be retrograding back into Capricorn and then moving into Aquarius, kind of doing this back and forth thing over the next couple of years. So, but what you're going to be experiencing this month is something is changing. You're going to be understanding like, okay, so something will start to change in my fourth house, and Pluto will stay in this house and sign for 20 years. So like just think about what can happen in the next 20 years that can change your home, your domestic life, your family. Think about these things. This is going to be, what's going to be changing for you over the next 2 decades, I should say. So, okay, so then the last thing happening is Mars entering your 9th house of Cancer. Mars is entering another water sign, so this could be a lot easier, flow easier for you. Not Cancers, for you Scorpios. My bad. But what is Mars? Mars is about action. Mars is about drive. Mars is about ambition. It's about passion. It's about severing. It's about cutting. It's about survival instincts. It's entering the sign of its fall of Cancer, which I will get to in just a sec. But it's entering the 9th house. This is gonna have you putting more energy in your life. Well, I wouldn't say life force, but just your drive, your driven energy towards like, higher education, traveling, long-term, like trips or whatever, expanding your horizons. What else? Like philosophies, truths, politics, principles, foreign topics. Like this could be a foreign place, foreign language, or just something foreign that you don't know, like that you want to like that will give you more energy and passion to like head towards. So, but yeah, Mars being in its sign of Cancer, yes, it's in its fall. This could present a lot more passionate, hold on. What is it? A lot more, oh my God, I'm losing it. What is it? What is that saying? Passive aggressive energy. Oh my God, I can't believe I couldn't think about that. This could bring a lot more passive aggressive energy, when it comes to these themes of like, learning, teaching, traveling, religion, all these things. So, yeah, I mean, that's basically it. So overall, for you Scorpios, this is gonna, focus on your creative side most of the month before entering into your 6th house of work and like, doing your daily grind, doing your daily routines and all that stuff. So yeah, that's what I got for you. If you want more information, look into the description below, and I will see you in the next video.